Belarus and China. And then we'll wrap things up with heavily favored France taking on Argentina. That Belarus-China game, everybody says one of those, we don't know which way it's going to go. Belarus looking good at times. China obviously trying to keep their string of appearances alive at the Olympics. These are the teams that have qualified. You see Spain on the far right. They just clinched their place. So there's 4 more question marks under there, which will be determined here in Nantes, France, including the next one in this game. Senegal, Canada, Japan, Serbia, Australia have qualified. Brazil is the host nation. They'll be there, and USA qualified by winning the World Championship in Turkey. And that was back in 2014. So the big question is, will we see more of the Cuba that we saw against New Zealand? Beat this Turkish team? Can they solve some of the questions that are going to be asked of them by Turkey? Alberto Zavala, his coach, said the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournament before, back in 2008 in Madrid, he didn't make it all the way to the final day before falling at Brazil. They have as much this time, especially without Yamada Amargo, the star shooter who was expecting and is not playing. Congratulations to her again, by the way. Jeff Taylor joined by Mark Clark. And Mark, you never say never. And our Turkey is good as they have looked. Our Cuba, perhaps they've been holding something back that might give them a chance against one of the better teams in Europe.
Well, you never say never, you're absolutely right. But I think they only have one way, they only have one chance and one shot at this. If they can get that quickness that they showed against New Zealand, especially early on, to build a double-digit lead, if they can make things happen with their defense and try and take Turkey out of their very organized, structured way of playing the game, then they have a shot. And they shot the ball pretty well against New Zealand, especially in the first 3 quarters. So there is a way. It's just you're going up against a team who are used to being here, have real quality in Lara Sanders, and have expectation and experience. Don't be confident. Cuba have to make this game very messy and very broken to have a chance.
Turkey clinched their place at the 2012 Olympics before Edward Medvedev was coach. This would be his first opportunity to coach at Olympic Games if they do make it. They booked their place last time at the qualifying tournament in Turkey. Now they're in Nantes, France, hoping to get it done. Right now we're going to have the playing of the national anthems for both teams, starting with Turkey. walk in the middle of the court is taken by Ekrem and Alberto Zavala, as well as the players. And in the name of the Olympics is why we're all here. Both these teams trying to accomplish something. Some of the Turks have experienced this already and want to get back. In Cuba, of course, hoping to make it to the Olympics. It's been a while for them. The referees as well from Albania, Poland, and India for this game. And hopefully we don't have to talk too much about them. That's best when we don't.
Absolutely best when we don't. And there should be enough going on in the game for us to, you know, ignore the officials, should we say. But going to get a look at the rosters, Jeff, and the roster for Cuba, it's very much, apart from Noble and Avila on the inside, it's very much of a muchness. The guards are very, very quick, and Casanova's had a really, you know, increasingly influential role across this team. And I see Gallus as well in the back court, really, really quick. I just think they've got to make this game. They've got to try and play it over the full court. They've got to try and press. They've got to try and make the game very difficult for Dale and Elben to control tempo. So Peter was very, very good in the win over New Zealand, really picked up some of the slack. And they have a way of playing that could be a problem for Turkey. But Turkey have the experience. They have an X factor in Sanders. But it's down to Cuba to set the tone of the game. If they set the tone of the game, they have a chance. And you talked about pressure in previous games, and Turkey had that pressure of trying to win at home to qualify last time. Big expectation there. A lot of these players were at that tournament. And it is about, for me, it's about the team. Sanders adds a bit of, you know, real X factor, but this team know how to play as a group. It's Cuba's job to try and take them out of what they're trying to do.
So really the guards take center stage in this those matchups. And Virgil Vidarli Dimmerman and Ishral Alban are two of the greats, without question, in Europe. They have been really for the past several years. Also Baha Shalar, Yilmaz, and Sanders in that starting five. So I wonder what that matchup will be like. Gellis comes off the bench. Maybe we'll get to the point where we actually see both Gellis and Casanova on the floor at the same time, whereas Sednan Kimya Tioglu has been a real nice addition. And I think you really have to tip your hat to Ekrem Memnun, having coached this team last year at the Eurobasket Women, identifying what he needed to get better and convincing her to come back and start playing basketball again. Alberto Zavala, some last-minute instructions. You know, talk about continuity and how it's important for a national team program. He's been in charge of this national team for a very long time. And perhaps that'll give them a help. I think it probably helped in their last game against New Zealand.
Oh, I think it definitely helps when you've got that continuity. But yeah, as we said, you know, before, and as we were talking through this build-up, remember, wants his team to come down in a structured way. He wants them to run, yeah. He wants them to try and get things, some easy looks. But he's got ways of playing. He expects Sanders to get lots of touches early. If they don't play, if they don't pressurize Vidali and Albin and anyone on the perimeter, they ain't going to be able to stop Sanders down low. They have to try and actually stop it at source. If they just play straight up, the ball's going to go to Sanders or Yilmaz and they'll get easy looks. Cuba have to just say in the first quarter, we're going to play you hard. We're going to try and get down and play a lot of defense. And if that's enough, then they're in the game. Once you make any team think, you have a shot.
Well, Zavala's been in charge of Cuba since 2007. Memnun coached the team last year for the first time. And he actually left to coach Galatasaray to focus on that, but then he parted ways with him, and the Federation asked him to come back. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Nantes, France. It's the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament, the Women's Olympic qualifying tournament. And 5 spots have been up for grabs for the Rio de Janeiro games. One of those has already been taken by Spain, who won all of their games. They just beat Korea. Now it's about Cuba in blue going up against Turkey in the white and red. And Actually not a bad move inside by Cepeda going up against Sanders, but she couldn't get it to fall. Now
she had to just work really hard, didn't get the angle, Jeff, and I was surprised that's what they went there first off a post-up.
Now Ishel Albin goes right down the lane, puts it up, and misses the layup. Hasn't been quite as accurate with her shot making in this Olympic qualifying tournament. And this is one of the matchups, Albin and Casanova, that you want to keep your eye on. We highlighted Shebman. She's one of the first players off the bench. Here's Casanova, gets it over to Romero, and she got nothing.
Well, they manufactured an open look, but she's got to make those open looks at this level.
Yilmaz on the baseline and fouled by Kenya Noble. Noble was the focal point of Cuba's offensive attack in the first game against France. New Zealand pretty much held her in check in the last game. So the great veteran, probably the player Yilmaz, the most Turkish fans would call, and writers and experts, the greatest player ever in Turkey, is at the free throw line.
Think about Yilmaz in that matchup. You know, Noblet should be able to deal with her. If she shoots it over there, Noblet can't foul her in the way that she did. Just make Yilmaz make the shot. Try and work her a little bit further away from the basket, take her out of her range.
And the turnover quickly now to Baha Shilar. Sanders gets it in, and that's just a layup.
Even though they had the mismatch, there was no pressure on the pass being passed in. There was no one actually trying to get the ball on the floor. It's just going to be far too easy for Suns if they do not play harder on the passer.
Well, Noble comes in and had the shot she wanted, but Turkey again with a chance to run. And Albin maybe could have just taken a layup. But I don't think you want to throw it at the feet of your power forward.
No, he just ran out of space. He's trying to make a pass from the charge circle to the charge. It's crazy. Definitely should have gone up and finished it. Good transition, good defense, good start by Turkey. Another steal.
Well, turnover, and Yilmaz again takes it in, and Sabala calls timeout immediately, and he's going to make a change with both Gellis and Galindo Martinez coming in quickly. I'm guessing Romero is going to come out because that was about as bad as the pass as it gets in terms of being telegraphed.
Well, it's a really disappointing start by Cuba, not just because they've turned it over. It's just that were we going to see the team that played against France, or were we going to see the same team that played against New Zealand? At the moment, it's the team played against France. Yeah, there's no intensity defensively. They're not running the floor. They're getting beaten in transition. Why not give this a shot? You might not believe, 99 times out of 100, you're going to lose this game perhaps, but there's always that one chance. And a good job by Sabala to take the early timeout. I don't think there was any way they were going to work that out for themselves on the floor. And as you said, he's very, very experienced. He does not want to be digging himself a deep hole. So see if he can get something first time in after the timeout.
Well, he's gotten really a lot of positive. I mean, these are his two best players in the last game, and they didn't start. So Galindo Martinez comes right out and just wants some. Look at that. Look at Galindo Martinez hustle back down. So you want to go with the positive. Oh wow! They didn't call that foul, that technical foul, tactical foul rather. Gellis gets inside, puts it up and in. She gets an and one.
Yeah, Yilmaz was very late stepping in, so she may well look perplexed and shrugs her shoulders, etc., but. Quick move. You watch where Yilmaz is. To be fair, I may have done her a disservice because I thought she'd moved in later. And most of the contact was offensively generated by Gellis.
But what's interesting, Mark, And it's almost begs the question why they didn't start. But I suppose he has his starting lineup. He wants to go with it. But he just knew immediately he needed to get something positive out there. And both Gellis and Galindo Martinez had certainly in the last game, and really even against France for Galindo Martinez, she played well. And now Cuba had forced a turnover.
And that's the sort of thing we were talking about wanting to happen at the start of the game, because even though they're in the half court, they were saying that Vidali's going to be more worried of going against that quick defense if that defense gets after her a bit. So because there was a bit of pressure, she picks up the pivot foot, travels. So the timeout has definitely energized the group, and Cuba got a chance to cut this to 1 or even tie it.
Cepeda, oh, what a play in the pass into Casanova. And it's just like a shot of espresso or a cup of mata. I mean, they have just completely gotten some energy.
Yeah, you got plenty of coaches would have said, oh, I don't want to take it too early. I just want to see if I can work this out. And I don't even mind the foul. Okay, they're not going to like the fact it's a foul. They're not going to like the fact they're shooting free throws. They went after it, and they were trying to make something happen. Even though it's a poor play defensively, at least it's aggressive. At least it's much more energized than before.
Well, you know, Turkey do a great job of controlling tempo.
Yeah.
Always. Do you think Cuba can
no.
control the tempo in this game?
No, unless they go up the floor, and they're not. They're trying to play them hard in the half court. I think they want to go up there and say, go on then, try and beat me and get down there. They're going to force them to get it down, then pull it out, and which is what they'd like to do, Turkey. But you've got to try and make them play quicker than they want to play. And every time you have it offensive, you've got to challenge it.
Well, they get it to Noble in a perfect position for her. And the ball batted out.
Just like that, you know, that they've actually they chased them and made them make an extra pass and made them play quicker.
Oh, Casanova goes up, and the tactical foul again. And certainly Turkey right now look a little bit disheveled.
Cuba are not a team you enjoy playing, especially at the back court. They're not a team you enjoy playing against if they get after you, which they've done since that timeout.
Galindo Martinez, boy, she is confident. She goes up for the layup and ties the game at 7.
Beautiful penetration. Challenge the defense every time you have advantage. Don't just be a passer.
Shalar turns, puts it up, and Noble with the rebound, the quick outlet over to Gellis. She brings it back to the middle of the court, hands it off to Casanova. Casanova gets it back, puts it up and in. And right now, it's all working for Cuba.
Messy player. They didn't make the greatest decision, but because the game was a bit quick, and Casanova is like super quick in reaction, she picked up the loose one and scored. It requires a significant amount of effort to play at that pace the whole game, though, Jeff. And that's the thing that, you know, Cuba are going to have to stay with.
Well, Cepeda really outmuscles Sanders in there. Now Galindo Martinez drives in again, and this time misses the layup. And that allows Albin to push it up the floor for Turkey.
Got to keep pushing it. Got to keep doing it. Got to keep doing it.
And a foul by Cepeda. Cepeda on Yilmaz.
And you're going to foul enough times if you play this way, because you're going to try and make things happen. You can't foul in those situations where you really should say, if I'm going to get help double team, which they've done quite effectively, because the double team was going to come, Cepeda can't foul.
Ishal Albin penetrates out to Berzel Vidarli Demerman, hits the two-pointer. That's much better for Turkey.
The whole game got slower, though. As soon as it gets slower, little penetration. Someone left Vidarli wide open, one pass away from the ball.
Gellis. She finds her way into the lane, puts it up. Sanders taps it over to Yilmaz. Now Vidarli Demerman. And Vidarli Demerman almost lost it out of bounds. She's able to get it back just in time. Now Vidarli Demerman over to Sanders. Sanders was just almost automatic, and you know, she picked up those 2 early fouls in Turkey's last game and sat down. She hasn't really quite been the same player since, has she?
Well, that one there, a little hesitation on the shot. There was a little hitch on the way up, whereas, as you said, early in this tournament, whenever she got it, she looked to score.
I just wonder also, as Zabala calls the plays, which low post players he's going to bring in to replace Noble at some point.
Well, that was
do
why
you see her presence defensively is essential, or?
No, I think as long as whoever comes in plays hard, I think fine. They have a size advantage anyway at both the 4 and the 5 Turkey. They just have to use it in the right way.
Look at that. They find Sanders driving, and she misses another one. She wanted the foul. Casanova's not going to wait for anybody. She's going to go down, and she's going to miss the layup. But again, you have to like the aggression.
Yep. They're not going to win a half-court game. So at least choose how you're going to lose.
Yilmaz for 3. Rins out. Galindo Martinez over to Casanova.
They won't mind the Yilmaz 3 compared to the Yilmaz mid-range. And your defense bumps her out. Just a couple of feet will make a huge difference.
You see now the pass to Noble, not Galindo. Casanova, the 3, hits it.
Still hasn't missed the 3. She hasn't taken too many, but hasn't missed the 3 in 3 games.
Boy, it is like a switch has been flipped for this Cuba team since Zabala made that change.
And now they've only picked up their 4th team foul with just 2 minutes to go, so they're in good shape. You know, they haven't had to foul too much.
Over to Sanders on the baseline. That's more like the Laura Sanders that we've watched play the last few summers. She plays professionally in Turkey, Sanders. Richard pass to Gillis. They find Noble wide open.
Again, for Turkey to have the real chance to win those, great work, great offensive option. Got to start making those shots. They had those. This could be a long old night.
Yilmaz hits the 3. Now Shebnem is getting ready to check into the game for her first appearance for Turkey. Kemia Gioglu. And Nebra Yilmaz gets her hand on that. And we'll look at the drive from Galindo Martinez. So positive, but doesn't finish.
And they've had 3 or 4 of those moments where they've actually ended up with good options. Haven't made shots they need to make to get the win. They still trail just by 2.
Darlie Demerman. Sanders. And Casanova with the rebound. If anything, we've seen that Cuba can be dangerous the rest of the way in this tournament, just as we saw from Korea in their game against Spain. Inside, the dump to Sabeda. Sabeda couldn't shoot over that Turkish defense. Noblet for 3 and bounces away into the hands of Alba. I thought she almost traveled.
She did travel. She's like, it's one of those things where you step into a shot. She had her feet firmly on the floor before she took 2 steps. So,
Darlie Demerman and Galindo Martinez comes around to help, and the foul has been committed on Kanea Noble. So that's 2 fouls on her, and that's picking up a foul with 13.8 seconds to go in the quarter.
Substitution for Cuba, the 12 is replaced by the 15, Sutikera Villa.
We also can see Janitez come in for Turkey. Tuche Janitez.
Substitution for Turkey.
She will come in for Yilmaz. So the two free throws from Sanders takes it up to a 4-point lead. And now Cuba will try to hold it for one shot. Let's look at it for Galindo Martinez again and let her try to penetrate. She's pretty good at creating. Nope, it's going to be Casanova launching one. And the ball goes off for Shebnam, Kenya Giobu. That's it. So 16-12. Cuba gave a good account of themselves. But now they trail by 4.
Apart from that first 3 minutes where they trailed, they weren't playing with any energy. This is exactly the type of game Cuba need to bring on the floor. And we can give them a hard time for missing those shots. Perhaps they, in an ideal world, you pull them out, but they've just got to take them. Galindo should have made that layup. Casanova should have made that. And they've done a really nice job when they've got after Turkey. Because every time it gets into the half court, Lara Sanders in particular, when they find her, she's going to score and get fouled. So what? If they lose this game, at least they've lost this game in a way that they've got a chance to win it. If they play half-court basketball, Turkey will win by 20, 30 points. So, got to take hell to Coach Sabata. I'm not going to get in a hole. I'm going to take the timeout early. There's plenty of coaches who don't like doing that. And look at the impact since that timeout. So, you've got to tip your hat to when a guy takes it and says, no, I need to do it. He's done it. He's got a great response out of his players. And Galindo and Lisa, when they came on the floor, outstanding. So, they've got a chance. They have a way.
He knows his personnel better than anybody.
That's a horrible number for Noble, no points. And she's had a couple of really wide open looks, which, in the first game against France, she was knocking them down. She struggled against New Zealand because they really got into her space a little bit.
But here, she's had the open looks, and she just hasn't made them. Like right here, she had a little pressure come from behind. But here, another one.
Wide open mid-range shot that, she's got to make. Now the trap, the three-pointer, fair enough. She's not the best three-point shooter on the Cuban lineup, but
she's 0 for 4.
Yep. Can't say Cepeda's done really well. She's been very active, very aggressive. Just needs to have a little bit more composure on the finish.
A lot of Turkish fans in here making some noise now. And we've got Sanders, turns, puts it up, and again scores, this time over Suchitel Avila.
It's going to be 2 every time if Sanders catches it in the lane. They can't challenge the shot because they're not big enough. They could double team, that's their only option. Find out if she's a good passer.
Suchitel Avila at the top of the key. Well, she's got that capacity, and she didn't hesitate. We didn't really see any of that from her in Group B. Excuse me, in Group A. Yilmaz again inside, and Cepeda rebounds it. Passing over to Suchitel Avila. They left her open, but she's going to miss that one.
Deceptively quick, Avila, isn't this? Down the floor quickly. Nice little first step for the previous 2.
Sanders steps out of bounds.
No,
there's the foul. Okay, foul on Suchitel Avila.
The catch is too easy. If she gets easy catches, she's going to score, or in that instance get fouled. It's just too easy a catch.
Sanders turns, puts it up and in.
Can't play a one-on-one. No one in this tournament's been able to play a one-on-one so far. I don't see Cuba being able to do it either.
Galindo Martinez again gets inside. She went right past Shebnam, and
Coach Miller's not happy because you can hear him from where we are. He needs people to step to the ball on the help side, to be there early.
Vidali Demerman puts it up.
The guard drop, asked Vidali to make the three as opposed to Hassan that's just scoring at will inside.
You pretty much know, though, if Galindo Martinez gets it, she's going to the basket.
Yeah.
I mean, she will. They should find her right now and let her have another go at it. They're going to swing it. Nope, it's going to be Casanova. And Oquendo is going to come back into the game for Cuba. And she better have some energy because she can play positively. She's going to be coming back out quickly. Here's, oh, look at Casanova just take it away. An unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Israel Albin. She tried to make the tactical foul. What do you think about this? Watch this. She has it taken away. We've seen Casanova do this how many times? Several times.
Yeah, that's an unsportsmanlike foul. To me, like she's gone, and Israel Albin just tried to stop her going. There's no one behind her. It's not. It's in fact they've not called it unsportsmanlike.
No, they just called it a foul.
But he originally called it unsportsmanlike. Changed his mind.
I wonder why.
There was no one behind her. She's off and running. She gets grabbed. How is that not? Oh well.
He definitely called unsportsmanlike.
He definitely did.
Galindo Martinez, Suchitella gets it, puts it up, or at least Cuba get two out of that.
Wow. What can you say about Evelina? What can you say? The quick little step, you know, the pump step through.
And Thompson also in the game. She's got good length, so this might be interesting to watch going up against Sanders. She had her hands on Sanders. It's a second team foul on Cuba. She did a few things well when she came on against New Zealand.
I mean, she's in there, as you say, purely, she's a bit longer. Try and challenge her a bit. If she burns a couple of fouls, so what?
Shalar. Ojai Shakur. And Casanova. Oquendo, that's off. You could hear the coach yelling, shoot. If you're not going to put it up, he doesn't want you out there. Another foul on Thompson, it appears. No, it's on Oquendo. Sanders out, Yilmaz in.
Yeah, good reaction to that from Coach Sabah. He saw that. Gets Sapita back in, and she's been doing. She offers a little bit more offense.
Shepnam! Kimia Gioglu drills it.
Nice looking shot. Nice looking shot. Quick release. She gives Turkey something they haven't really had for a while.
On the baseline, Oquendo. Bozo Vidali knocks it out of bounds. Romero is also going to come back into the game for Oquendo. Sabala's just searching for that shooter that's going to give him something, isn't he? Oh, right through the hands of Avila.
Yeah. That's the person who needs the ball. She's the one that's had the instant offense role coming off. But they do need to make some perimeter shots. Their defense is giving them opportunities. They're getting in transition. Just need to make the open ones.
Yilmaz,
she will, won't she?
As calm as you like. And Zabala's going to call timeout. So Turkey, despite some of the difficulties they're having, this Yilmaz basket, as you see her turn, that's her patented move. They go in front 25-18.
Sabah's just got to get the catch has got to be more difficult. They've got to play them a little harder off the ball, so the catch they have to work to get. If they get easy catches in their own space, Yilmaz can do that all day. You have to try and make them play at a different pace. Coach Sabala, regardless of what he specifically wants, the intensity, the pace of his timeout, he's trying to get them, keep them at that level, which he knows they have to do. And you go into this timeout, and that's exactly what they have to do. So You know, let's run our stuff, we'll get good shots, whereas Turkey just, let's get in there and we just have to disrupt.
1-2'ye bağlayın biri. İyi pick and roll'la. Kendinize inin, hadi birebir geçirmeyin.
You can tell Avila's just been it's just been phenomenal for him coming off the bench. The quick shot, make little an up and under move. You know, she's actually giving him a little spark off the bench from points.
Well, the second quarterfinal at the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournament. Spain beat Korea earlier today to clinch a place in the Olympics. Now it's Cuba and Turkey. So the winner qualifies for Rio. And Suchitela Avila was open from 3 but missed. Coming from behind, that was Gellis that fouled Shalar. Don't know why that was awkward looking, but it was. What's this? Here it is. Oh yeah, she just kind of undercut her.
Yeah, very, very late. Could have been nasty, but Shalar looks looks okay. She's trying to walk it off at the heart, just between the halfway line and the foul line, coming back to make the throws. See, if they can keep it at 7, 8, 9 points, then a little run gets it to 5. They've got a chance. If this starts to get into double figures, it becomes a real tough ask because they just struggle to score enough points.
So now it's a 9-point lead. Shalar's free throws. Cuba trying to speed up the game. Romero puts up a 3, missed everything.
Poor decision. She had Gellis in the corner. Man, we've commented before about how great an engine Casanova has, and they don't look as effective without her in the game at the moment.
It looked like good D, but she must have been riding her a little bit. So Vidali fouled by Galindo Martinez. Alberto Zavala been tinkering with things, trying to pull the right strings. The team now faces its biggest deficit of the game, 10 points.
But it's Turkey that they're extending their defense now, not to try and get steals, not to try. It's just to try and make it tough for Cuba, giving them fewer opportunities to attack like that. Because when they go, they normally get a good shot.
Well, they had a good chance to end that 9-0 run for Turkey right there, but Galindo Martinez again didn't get to go down. Shalar. Now Romero pushes it quickly. Oh, nice pass, but well read by Shalar. Right idea. So Galindo Martinez was effective, but she's going to go out and be replaced by another effective player, Casanova. Well, how in the world did Noble get that ball to Romero?
Very, very aware of where she was.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be an over and back. Here's Noble. She's open, short. And the perimeter stuff just isn't working for Turkey. Excuse me, for Cuba. And there you go, another one for her. And the lead now has ballooned to 14 points. It's a 12-0 run for Turkey. A good step through for Cepeda.
And Turkey just broke down there. They show that that zone, and then they wanted to get back into man-to-man, and then they got lost. Just got to dig in now, Cuba. Keep it in single digits going into the half. If they can do that, they are genuinely in the game, and they're getting open looks. It's not as if Turkey are really stopping them getting the open look. They've just got to make those open looks.
Shakur with 3 points, misses the second one, but Cuba got into the lane early, so they're going to give her another one.
Well, Shakur's on the free throw line. That just make the point that Sioglu has just really added to a great national team. She's added something they didn't have. That three-point threat she gives, she's strong defensively. She looks like a very, very smart basketball player. So all of a sudden, Turkey have struggled to get that production at the 3 spot. It makes life a lot easier for people like Lara Sanders if she's stretching the floor on the perimeter.
Turkey back up by 14. Gellis faked the pass, drove inside. Cepeda, only Cuban in there for the rebound. Was able to tap it, but only in the hands of Turkey. Yilmaz for another basket. No. Foul has been called on Gellis. That is number 3 on her.
Yeah, she missed the box out, but then tried to get back and was only ever going to foul.
Well, this game has really turned around. It was 16-12 at the end of the first quarter, and right now 36-20. Casanova, the jump shot, finally get the one to fall. Cuba.
Just impressively quick, not just in terms of basic foot speed, but from the one dribble, the separation, she went up quickly off that bounce.
Well, that was about as good a defense as you're going to get on Lara Sanders.
Yeah.
She still made the shot.
It's the same thing. Noble stops her. Someone's going to go down and double team that then, because it doesn't matter. She's still going to shoot it over Noble.
Pass it over to Galindo Martinez. And the follow from Noble. She's finally able to get something to go. Josh Shakur inside. Back to Yilmaz at the line.
Well, I dodged the bullet there. That's Yilmaz territory, isn't it?
Just unnecessary for Cuba. So Memdum's called a timeout here for Turkey as you look at the replay of Noblet's offensive rebound and putback.
Memdum's going to want to turn a screw here. He's got the 14-point lead. He's going to want to go in. He's going to want to go 16, 18 up if he can. And that almost, it's never a done deal until it is over, but that would really make life difficult. Turkey now, if Cuba now they get a steal here, try and get it closer to 10, I still think they're in this if they can keep it around that 10-point margin.
You saw that graphic. Cuba just 1 of 9 from 3-point range.
Well, the other stat that really hurts you is the number of trips to the free throw line. Only 1 trip to the free throw line for Cuba. And I think it's 14 for Turkey, of which they've only missed 1.
was really interesting as we look at the replays. The referee told the coach, Memnum, get your assistants to sit down, or I'm going to call it technical. So Memnum winked at his assistants and then shouted at them to sit down. Then he winked at us, as if to say, I'm not a bad guy. Just have to play the game sometime. Saunders. And another foul on the offensive rebound. Offensive boards called against Cuba on Cepeda.
Just doesn't box out. It's the same as the Gellis foul, just doesn't box out. And he's trying to get back in the game, she fouls.
That's her second. 15 points is the advantage. Yilmaz comes out.
Is coming out and replaced by the number 9, Basaga.
Casanova puts some pressure. No blade. Goes up. I think Turkey thought she double dribbled.
There's too many bodies between us and that play, but everybody stopped, so it's always a bit of a giveaway.
Final 20 seconds here of the first half. Saunders gets it, goes in, scores! 18 points, the advantage. And you kind of feel for Coach Zabala because he's made some good moves in this game, but his team is still down 18, and he just looks like right now at the end, he just doesn't know what else he can do. His players are not making shots. They're turning it over. They're fouling on the defensive boards. They're not boxing out.
Well, they had fouls to give, so they've now limited Cuba to 4.6 seconds with 2 fouls to burn if they want to.
Casanova's going to launch it, and he gets it close, but it doesn't go down. So Cuba facing a big deficit, 42-24 at halftime. If Turkey can pull away in the second half, they know they'll be booking a place in the Rio de Janeiro Olympics.
Well, the stats for Turkey are normal Turkey-type stats, just efficient. They'll be a little bit unhappy with the 43% because they've had some looks on the inside that, they've missed. Reasonable advantage on the glass. They've only got the 3 offensive rebounds. The 21 defensive rebounds, just basically, they're a good rebounding team, and Cuba haven't made shots. But the 13 fouls, they were always going to foul more because they were trying to make things happen, but they've just let it slip the last 2 or 3 minutes, and that's a lot of points for a team that's only scored, 24 points in a half. But they've had good looks.
I've got to be honest, I can't make up in my mind how good Turkey are as a team because, they looked vulnerable at times in this game early on, and I thought they would have come out and really blown the doors off of Cuba, but then again, they've still been able to open up a sizable lead at halftime.
Yeah. I think Turkey are pretty good. I think they're a little bit more impressive than Spain even. They've looked pretty good because I think they understand. I just love the new sort of 3-spot option they've got. She really adds something to them. So Cuba doing well to make them make those mistakes. Turn them over 6 times. Just can't score.
So 42-24, Turkey on top of Cuba at halftime.
tant que ballon officiel de la FIBA des tournois de qualification olympique. Molten est fier de présenter son ballon édition spéciale 2016. Son design et dynamique représente les mouvements et l'agilité des meilleurs joueurs de basket au monde. Rejoignez Molten et montrez votre soutien à votre équipe nationale alors qu'il joue au plus haut niveau avec intégrité et fair play. Pour en savoir plus, visitez FIBA.com et participez au concours pour gagner un ballon Molten édition 2016. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, ça va se passer sur le Télécube. Et bien pour les spots de nos partenaires internationaux, FIBA, ladies and gentlemen, I suggest you watch the commercial of our partners.
It's our heritage. Japan Airlines.
Turning pocket 3, activate your top speed. The FIBA global partner. FIBA, I can play.
Un match aussi exceptionnel en avant-première de France-Argentine. Et bien, ça sera la Biélorussie contre la Chine. Match au sommet, donc à 18h. Après ce match, et puis nous finirons bien évidemment, je l'espère, en apothéose à 20h30 précise. Un France-Argentine qui peut lui aussi nous envoyer un Rio. Et là, je suis sûr et certain nous pourrons compter sur la trou cardiaque parce qu'elle sera pleine à craquer. Nous jouerons à guichet fermé, c'est-à-dire plus de 4200 spectateurs ici dans cette arène de Nantes Métropole. 2 minutes avant le début de cette rencontre, si vous nous rejoignez, soyez les bienvenus. Enjoy your game!
Vamos a defender una buena técnica y vamos organizando contra zona, con calma, acercando y penetrando. Y penetrando. Si yo voy a presionar, pues vamos a presionar, vamos parejos. Lo que nos estabilizó fue la defensa, la torre.
Lars Sanders, 14 points. Big part of what Turkey has been doing in the first half. Here's some of her shots, helping them on the way to a 42-24 lead over Cuba at halftime in the second quarterfinal of the FIBA Women's Olympic Qualifying Tournament in Nantes, France. The winner of this game will qualify for the Olympics. Spain beat Korea earlier today to clinch a place at the Olympics. And later today we'll have Belarus take on China, and France will also be in action against Argentina. The winner of those games will qualify for the Olympics. All of the losers today, however, still have a chance to get to Rio. They would need to win 2 more games here at this Olympic qualifying tournament. It's not inconceivable that Korea, Cuba, watching them now, they could have a chance without question. They've got spurts where they show that they know what they're doing. And certainly the loser of the China-Belarus game will be in the reckoning. So a lot to play for. 42-24 at halftime, and third quarter now underway. Casanova back in the lineup. Galindo Martinez starts here in the second half. Oquendo also back in the game for Cuba. And here's Galindo Martinez, gets it back outside to Oquendo, who stepped into the shot. She was open from behind the arc, and she passed that up. It's difficult to see how Cuba are going to do this right now unless they start speeding up the game and start getting some points off turnovers. Because right now, Turkey are in command. Vidali Demerman, go! Another 3. And they've got their biggest lead of the game, 21 points.
And other people apart from Yilmaz and Sanders have to score for Turkey. 17 of the 26 shots they took in that first half came from those 2 players. So Dali, Dimmerman, and Albed in particular, because that little 1-2 punch at the guard spot that they have, they've got to contribute with some points production. Not necessarily for today, but going forward.
Well, nice drive, but Darley Dimmerman handed it off to Sanders, and she missed the layup. Now Galindo Martinez gets it over to Oquendo, who again passes up the long jumper. Cepeda there. Tries to go up and finally scores with the putback. Much to the chagrin of the Turkish coach.
Even then, they needed the 2 shots when realistically he should have made the first one. They don't need to double team Salah at all, do they?
Not at all. And you don't need the foul.
Yeah, go and double team Saunders, yes, but everyone else.
Albin for three.
Doesn't quite look in the rhythm offensively as Albin. Doesn't, you know, again, won't hurt them now, but they really, if they do win this game, they do get the qualification spot. You know, her and Vitaly have really got to become not leading scorers as they knock the three down from the corner. They've got to become productive.
Well, that gives them back to 16. That gives them a little bit of hope. Yilmaz, the jump shot. And it just breaks your heart if you're Zavala over there. You're just looking for any type of run. And that's a run buster, isn't it?
And no one really, they allowed her to square up. It's too easy a catch.
Casanova gets inside, banks it in.
Wow, she has a hell of an engine. Great first step as well to get to the far side of the ring to kiss it off the glass for two.
Vitaly Demirman again for three. And Oquendo with the board.
Now they've got to run. They've got to run and turn that defense into points. And at least
they
get the
foul. No, they're going to call it before.
Because I think she's a handful to stop. You know, if after a defensive stop Casanova gets going, someone really has to stop that.
We're going to see, was she in the shooting motion?
No, I don't think they can do that at this stage of the game, can they?
What are they looking at?
Well, she had picked it up before she was fouled. It looked to me like it was a shooting foul because she didn't take a dribble on the foul. She had picked it up.
Well, they're trying to see who the foul is on.
I think there's only certain things you can.
What is Zavala upset about? He just wants to keep it going?
Well, I would hope so. Would it? I don't. I thought it was on matters of fact. You could look at the video. I'd have to check that out.
Oh, this is going to take forever at this stage.
But that happens on every foul. That's what I'm saying, matters of fact. It's like you decide, is it or not? If it's like, was it a shot inside the buzzer, it's obviously very clear, isn't it?
They're trying to see if this was a three-pointer.
Oh, okay, fine. They called it a three in the game.
That'll make Zavala upset if they wipe it away. Oh, they're going to say it was a two.
That's fair enough. You know, if they weren't sure, you could. Did she step on the line or not? Is a factual thing, isn't it? So.
Is this? Oh, they have the score wrong now. Oh, they're readjusting it.
And then they're going on to the side because the foul, as originally called, was not in the act of. Seemed a long delay.
Open on the baseline. That's good.
Oh, she's feeling it, Jeff. Made the one that was called a two, and got that. Didn't hesitate. Squared up.
She was very streaky at the World Championship 2 years ago in Turkey. She could put up some points. Vitaly Demirman over to Albin, and Oquendo has got to rebound that ball.
She had inside position and everything, and Yilmaz just went after it a little bit.
Shalar out. Shebnam comes in. Sanders at the line finds Yilmaz underneath. And despite taking a bump from Noble, he puts it up and in. Martinez, and that time Shebnam Kino Gioglu did the right thing. She moved her feet on defense. She was there.
She's not the quickest person, but she's very technically proficient.
Albin open again. This time hits the three.
She almost smiled on that one, Jeff. It's the strength of this Turkish team over the last years has been the backcourt balance, their decision-making, hitting open shots when they can, just like that. And that just takes a little bit of the load off of Yilmaz and off of Sanders. If they leave the whole scoring load on those two, they just cannot score enough points.
Okindo. Albin gets it over to Vidali Demerman. 20 points is the advantage. And no blade. I mean, what is going on? Turns it over. And Albin meanwhile goes down and adds to the total.
Great job on that second step of that ladder, then getting set so she did get hit, she'd still be able to take the contact and score. Brendan always mixing up his defenses, always trying to give the other team a different problem to answer.
Well, that was a bit fortuitous. She missed everything but the backboard, then it fell into the hands of Cepeda.
That's an assist. Call it, be kind.
I think Cuba's probably doing a little bit of good luck. Here's Galindo Martinez. Galindo spins, gets in the lane, puts it up with the left hand.
Why did she come back to her left hand? She's gone past all the traffic.
Well, she is a lefty. Maybe she doesn't feel comfortable shooting with the right. Albin knifes her way in, puts it up and in. Now we're starting to see Ushal Albin become the Albin that we know. And Casanova, meanwhile, scores quickly. Casanova looks like she's going to have to come out. She's tired. Albin. Now Kindo. See if she just pushes it up herself. Well, they're going to give it to Casanova. He looks a bit winded.
Well, another 13-point haul. She's been one of the more consistent performers across the 3 games. And if they're going to go any further, she's going to
Cepeda. Nice move from Cepeda.
Cepeda has been good after that slow start against France. She was very good against New Zealand. And in fact, it's probably been more effective than Noble as the tournament progresses.
Zavala's sticking with Noble, though. Vidali Demerman over to Shedman, to Gilglou, and Sanders rebounds over Noble. I mean, if Noble is not going to get that rebound, she really can't be on the court, can she? Yilmaz. Now quickly, Casanova. And the tactical foul stops the fast break. I don't think we're going to see any free throws in this quarter, off the bonus anyway.
Well, Cuba pretty much run the zone for most of this this period, and Turkey are always good at not getting into foul trouble. They just run their rules, and their rules are really about containing, not about making too much happen with the defense.
Interesting observation.
What's that?
They're all about containment.
Yeah.
The reason why they don't pick up the fouls. We see Casanova flying in. And Cepeda keeps it alive. Nowhere to go though. She's trapped. Finds Gellis. Over to Casanova for 3, but I think that's too late. And Zavala tells Gellis, "You are open. You got to take that shot." So Noble is out of the game. Cici Telavia back in.
Nice pass.
Good play. Suki Telavila could knock it out of bounds, but Turkey are finding the players open in the low blocks.
Well, their guards are doing a great job at going through the seams of the zone. Not with front and back, they've got a lot of penetration in those areas, and they've shot the ball well coming out of it.
Charlie Demerman. Seems like Turkey's guards are putting up a few more threes than we normally see. Not that they're impatient, but they just seem a little more relaxed. An offensive foul called on Shalar. Setting the pick. A little bit of a moving screen there. Watch this. Yep, good call. He's definitely moving.
You probably got to blame Vidali more than Shalar because he just didn't get deep enough to come off the screen.
Yeah.
But then Shalar's just going to say, well, we haven't done the screen very well, as opposed to pick up the offensive foul.
Gillis explodes. Doesn't finish. From the baseline, very good. Rebound. A new 14 for Turkey. And the ball goes off of Shalar out of bounds. So the Turkey that appears to be headed to the Olympics, they're up 18. There's still time to go. But they still have a different look to the teams that played in London. Without question. Important new faces in this lineup. There's still a time for a comeback, but it's got to start now. It's an over. It's in the lane, puts it up, and scores right at the end of the third quarter. And that shot might just give Cuba a little bit of hope heading into the fourth quarter. Watch this. I don't think they can ask too much more out of Casanova.
To be fair to her, she doesn't take many bad shots either. You know, she's trying to get good looks. And you look at the 16-point margin that Turkey have. There are many situations that you go back through the first three quarters where Cuba have just missed wide open opportunities. They're just not shooting a good enough percentage to stay with Turkey. And you look at all sorts of reasons why, but they can't help the shot. So.
And also, you saw the stat, just 1-3 for Cuba after having that other one wiped away.
But they are a very difficult team to break down Turkey, because once they've constructed their defense, they really do make you take shots from where they want you to take them from. And they very rarely give you an open look with your feet set unless you really execute well. So they challenge you in that way, and they make you get out of what you want to run. So Yilmaz has 15 and 10, so she's another double-double in this major tournament. But the question is for me, if they want to get quarterfinals, and is Yilmaz and Sanders enough offense for them to score against the better teams? And there isn't an easy game in the Olympic Games with just a 12-team qualification. So how deep can you go with two scorers? That's why I think the point you made during commentary that the guards will take more shots, I think they have to, and I also think the impact of Kimios Yoglu at the three could be very decisive for this team going forward. Interesting in terms of the rotation they have to start this fourth quarter with Shalar in the game at the 4, which is where she's normally played most of her time with this national team.
Well, Shebnam left wide open, and Kimya Giroglou just continues to drill the three.
And the pass wasn't that quick, so once she caught it, she had to get rid of it relatively quickly, and she did.
I think she's probably got to be the revelation of this tournament for Turkey, without question. Suchi Telavila misses, ball goes out of bounds.
Well, she's had another 3 from 4 nights so far from the three-point line.
I was just looking for her totals.
Overall,
Yeah.
she was at something. I've got that.
She had 6 coming in. Is that right? She had 3 in her last game. Here's Ojai Shakur. Sanders fouled by Cepeda.
She's 6 from 11 before today's game. So she's now like 9 from 15 from the three-point line.
That's big.
You know, and you're going to take that. And if you remember the game, the second game, she just had one of those periods where she was taking open look, didn't get them to drop, so she was 0 for 4. So she's had a 4-shot drought, if it is such a thing, across 3 games. And open threes are open threes. It doesn't matter if you're playing the USA or Cuba. If you open from the three-point line, you're open. And she is doing. And she's strong and quick defensively. She helps you. So I think it's interesting development for the team.
Casanova steps into another one. But Shebnam keeps alive, and now Kindo wraps up the core. The jump ball possession error will give the ball to Cuba. Gellis over to Oquindo. Finally. Back to 18 points in deficit. Zabala's going to go with Romero again, hoping she can knock down a 3 or 2. But if they can't give away easy baskets, and that's kind of the problem now. Cuba's defense is porous.
It's the execution was really good, the way that they got the screens on the top of the zone to create the opportunity to penetrate. But the back of the Cuban defense just literally just stood and watched the basketball.
Sanders with the block. Casanova. That's on. Well, it looked like it was on line, but just a little long. Gellis. No foul. I hope Shakur's okay. She's taking a knock. She's going to try to shake it off. But that was some serious contact.
All happened with Sanders. The ball slipping out of Sanders' hands.
What's this? Oh, yeah, that was just completely awkward.
She's very lucky there because her head was the first thing that went in. So she looks okay.
Yeah, but that was awkward. He's going to get looked at over there on the bench. He's going to get some ice. That was Laura Sanders joining the SWAT team today with that block.
Okay, you are here.
The one thing that's,
Toya here. 2-3 zone.
The one thing you can definitely say about this Turkish lineup is that with Mehmet's coaching style, they're not going to want for that intensity. They're not going to want to be ready. And I know I'm harping on about it, but the guards shooting the ball and the 3-spot production. I think there are quarterfinalists that they should almost expect to be the quarterfinal. Once you're in the quarterfinal, you've got a chance of a medal. And it's I just don't think Yilmaz and Sanders are going to score enough on their own. So these other guys have to step up. You're not going to keep some of the, it's going to be games against France, against Australia, against the States, where those guys have got to add some production.
So Yilmaz Shebnam is going to come off the bench.
Well, she may start. She may start. Interesting to see how that develops.
That's interesting because she has been effective. There she is. She's going to pass it. Oh, the large pass leads to an over and back violation.
The dimension she gives, though, when they made the pass to her, the defense is like, I've got to get there. And then that opened up the whole middle, and she made a sensible pass to the block. and they threw it away, but they had 2 wide open shooters. And it's just because people will extend to it. They haven't had to extend to the 3 spot as much, you know, with Turkey as they're having to now.
No good, just lost it. The good news is Shakur is back out. Was that Shakur? He's in the left corner now. And she's got the ball. So she had that little collision, but she seems to be okay. She's going to take a 3. And
Yep, she's okay.
that's right about the spot where she hit that big 3 against Russia last year in that 5th place game. Just, you know, remembering that Turkey were on the ropes and almost didn't even make it to this point.
Yep.
It's incredible how that one game had such implications, because now it looks like Turkey are going to go to the Olympics. Okindo, over to Romero. Okindo gets it back. And the pass goes off the left hand of Laura Santos. Nice quick pass to Cepeda. Got to get out of the lane though. Give it 3 seconds. Okindo puts it up.
Jeff, she was in there for the whole set. I know the referees don't like to call it, but
Shakur open. And Vidrali batted it to the backcourt. Gellis gets inside, misses the layup. So Cuba, they gave us a lot to think about for about, what was it, the first 13, 14 minutes of this game. And they just were not able to sustain from a scoring standpoint. They couldn't keep up with Turkey. Kinga Gioglu, that hurts her percentage. She'll live with that. Got the front and back of the rim and then stayed out. Vidrali Zimmerman just reaches in and takes it away from Gellis. And hands it off. And Shedman's called for a travel. I call her Shedman because she's kind of like Brazilian in the way they call them by their first names. It's slightly easier than Kinga Gioglu.
it's a little bit shorter. And when on those highlights, it's a little bit better. I really, you said like more of the the revelation. I love the way she's added something to this Turkish team. It's a tough ask to add to this team because they're at a high level. But she really does give a different dimension. And Melinda's finishing the game with her with the other 4 starters. And how much does it tell you?
Another turnover, another fast break. I mean, there's going to be several weeks before the Olympics. So, maybe these Turkish players, I think you have to accept also that they haven't really had a break. So maybe they need to have a break for about a week because their season just finished. That said, maybe Australians are in the best position in that sense because most of their players, they're either at training camp or on tour or getting ready, except for their WNBA players, Aaron Phillips and Penny Taylor. Yilmaz misses. USA team's basically all playing in WNBA right now. How in the world they can get it together with such little preparation? It's incredible, really, when you compare what the other teams do.
Then they're in that sort of position, aren't they? They'll get so far down their prep, and then as the tournament gets long, it's quite a long 2-week tournament with a day off, day on game sort of schedule. They get so much better as those tournaments progress.
And one coming for Michelle Alvin, who definitely has become more like her old self in the second half today.
I would agree with you on she definitely looks like she's one of the players that would benefit from, say, a week away.
Yeah.
You know, it's just recharge, because she does look like she's had, she has had a long, tough season where she's taking a lot of responsibility in the EuroLeague women.
Although not playing for a Turkish team. What was her club again? It was, let's see. It was one of those that left Turkey.
Did she go back last year, though?
Just checking now. Now we've got...
Yeah, she was at Galatasaray last year.
She was, okay, playing for Memnon.
And you know, they got to that quarterfinal. They're the only team that went to a 3-game series before they lost to a Katharinaburg. And
but then they also had the playoffs in Turkey.
And she had to lead that. She had so much responsibility on that team. They weren't as big in terms of depth as obviously a Katharinaburg and teams like that. So which is great for her. But I think a week.
Substitution for Turkey.
So Shanji Beg is coming into the game. Una. Shedman comes out. Right off the bench, and Shanji puts it up. Janitez boxing out. Yilmaz can't collect it. And also Vaisakora in the game. Sinyurek is going to come into the game as well. She had some good minutes the other night against Cameroon. Galindo Martinez. So Cuba's challenge now is to regroup and get ready for Korea. And that's not going to be an easy thing to do, is it?
Well, if Park Si-ju is healthy after rolling the ankle earlier on, I think Korea would be a real handful for Cuba. The quickness is less of a factor. Korea are pretty quick themselves. They may have a little bit of basketball IQ that might give them the advantage if Park Ji-soo is fit and health well. I don't think she'll be 100% if she's good enough to go.
Tube Sinyurek is in the game. I'm guessing we'll see some celebratory scenes breaking out here on the bench very soon for Turkey. And the Olympic field continues to be filled out. There'll be 3 places still to go to be filled out here, as Spain won earlier today against Korea. And nice drive from Galindo Martinez. They are starting to celebrate. Remember them high-fiving his assistants and the official team manager. What's it going to be like for her? Two-time Olympian. And you know, maybe there will be a change to this roster. We don't know. We talked about that with Spain. Maybe there'll be a change to this roster before the Olympics. They'll go back and look at the tapes and talk amongst themselves. Pinar Guimarac is just missed there. Now the pass into the hands of Romero. She was fouled by Cora.
I mean, the equation is pretty simple when you look at Cuba and their potential matchup with Korea in this. The 45 points Korea are averaging way into the 60s. They will score 60 plus. Not sure about Cuba's ability to score enough points.
Galindo Martinez drives in.
They do things like that. Get to good spots and just can't finish.
So don't underestimate the accomplishment for what this has been for Turkey, especially considering the adversity they had to get through last year at the Eurobasket Women. They are headed to the Olympics. 41.9 seconds. It'll be official. And the question I have, I mean, can they get better?
Oh, I think they can get better. I think that if they are a little tired and things like that, I think their guards percentages will go up. I think the 3-spot option is a big deal. And they're not as deep as some of the other teams, but they are a team that's really, I don't think you underestimate how much it can be if you're comfortable with your group, if you understand your roles. You've got a coach who seems to understand that he has to manage this group, which he's doing particularly well. Can they get better? I think what you see with Turkey is what you get. They're going to play in a particular way. Can they score enough points from the perimeter is going to be the debate for me. Can they get enough open looks? But for this moment, they can just enjoy the moment of getting to the Olympic Games.
Okay, so 6.7 seconds remaining. One more foul call, so celebrations on hold for just a little while longer. With Spain, Turkey, you know, it's been the case of the Olympic qualifying tournaments. The European teams just continue to snap up those spots. So the old continent will again be well represented at the premier sporting event in the world. And that's it. Turkey. And the flags come out. The high fives all the way around. They win against Cuba 71-45. And Cuba will have to win now 2 games. They'll have to beat Korea. And then they'll have to win another game to have a chance to make it.
Well, while we get a look at the stats, you asked about changes to the lineups. They already have 2 extra players that have traveled with them for this tournament. So who knows, they may make some additions, but for the minute they should just enjoy, you know, the amazing achievement of making another Olympic Games for this program.
Sanders 18 points. Yilmaz had the 10 rebounds. Casanova had a good game for Cuba today. She'll be important for them moving forward. Yilmaz also had the 17 points. She really came to life offensively today. And now the ticket is being presented.
You can't underestimate the job the coach Yemen's done. He's in the bouncing huddle now, Jeff, and he lives this. I think he's one of those emotional coaches that this team need. They need that type of emotional leader, and he's done a really tremendous job in managing this team. And he's found a great player as well. Even though it's not the normal young player, he's found an experienced player and managed a reintroduction to the game. So. Do whatever it takes, and he's done a great job.
There you see it, all the teams now that are qualified in the Olympics, Spain and Turkey, the far right there from this tournament. Brazil, USA, Senegal, Canada, Japan, Serbia, and Australia. And it doesn't get any better than this, folks. The pressure is off, at least for now, for Turkey. They are headed to the Rio de Janeiro Games. Thanks for watching. More action coming your way. Stick around for Belarus and China next, followed by France, Argentina.